What's going on, my fellow deplorables? It's your boy Kevin. Welcome back to the channel. We got a good one today, and that's because Dylan Mulvaney is finally speaking on the massive fallout following the Bud Light advertising campaign. We're also going to get some inside knowledge on what Bud Light is trying to do in order to fix this situation. We're also going to hear from the former Anheuser-Busch president, and he really trashes the current CEO of Anheuser-Busch. But first, let's take a listen to old Dilly and see what he's got to say about this massive fallout.
It's day 9,610 of being a human, and I'm going to try to leave gender out of this since that's how we found ourselves here.
Notice Dylan did not say day whatever of being a girl or day whatever of girlhood. That's where this fallout really occurred. It really wasn't the fact that Dylan is transgender or the fact that Dylan's face was put on a Bud Light can. It was really the fact that Dylan behaves like a child. Dylan behaves like a little girl. And that is what disrespects women.
I've been offline for a few weeks, and a lot has been said about me, some of which is so far from my truth that I was like hearing my name and I didn't even know who they were talking about sometimes. It's a very disassociative feeling.
Yeah, you got some experience with being disassociative.
And it was so loud that I didn't even feel part of the conversation. So I decided to take the back seat and just let them tucker themselves out. But then I remembered that nearly 13 million people at some point enjoyed me enough to hit the follow button on these apps. And I was like, wait. I want to talk to those people. So hi, long time no talk. How are you? You might want to grab a beverage. This is going to be a longer one.
That was a hit at Bud Light. I believe Dylan just took a hit at Bud Light by saying you may want to grab a beverage.
But I'm doing okay. And I'm trying this new thing where I don't pressure myself to share anything before I'm ready. And I'm actually sitting with my emotions, not reacting, waiting to respond. And shockingly, I can't recommend it more. Therapy is paying off here, people. But I do have some...
I wouldn't go that far, Dylan. I would not go that far.
Some thoughts to share with you. So I've been having crazy deja vu because I'm an adult, I'm 26, and throughout childhood, I was called too feminine and over the top. And here I am now being called all those same things, but this time it's from other adults. And if they're going to accuse me of anything, it should be that I'm a theater person and that I'm camp, but this is just my personality, and it always has been.
No, Dylan, what you're being accused of is behaving like a child, calling yourself a little girl, day whatever of girlhood, behaving like a child, and millions of women around the world find that disturbing, and they find that insulting. You're not being accused of being over the top or too eccentric. No, you're being accused of behaving like a child and disrespecting women.
What I'm struggling with most is that I grew up in a conservative family, and I'm extremely privileged because they still love me very much. And I grew up in the church, and I still have my faith, which I am really trying to hold on to right now. But I've always tried to love everyone, even the people that make it really, really hard. And I think it's okay to be frustrated with someone or confused. But what I'm struggling to understand is the need to dehumanize and to be cruel. I don't think that's right. Dehumanization has never fixed anything in history, ever.
Nobody is trying to dehumanize you. We don't care. You're not the problem. Well, you behaving like a child is a problem, but it's none of my business. My business is where I spend my money. And what we are saying is we're not going to spend our money on a product that hires somebody who is saying that they're a girl, a biological male saying they're a girl, that behaves like a child. That is what we are saying. I don't care what Dylan Mulvaney does. What I care about is the products and services that I use on a daily basis, hiring individuals like Dylan Mulvaney. So Dylan Mulvaney is not my issue. My issue is Bud Light hiring Dylan Mulvaney and putting his face on a beer can. That is my concern, and I will no longer spend my hard-earned money on Bud Light because they did that. I don't care what Dylan Mulvaney or any other transgender individual does with their own time. That is not my prerogative. That is not my concern. But when a product that I used to use, like Bud Light, goes and hires somebody who is disrespecting women, I will no longer use that product.
And, I'm embarrassed to even tell you this, but I was nervous that you were going to start believing those things that they were saying about me, since it is so loud. But I'm just going to go ahead and trust that the people who know me and my heart won't listen to that noise.
I will say, go look at the comment sections on Dylan's Instagram or TikTok, and a lot of people, millions of people, probably the majority of people, feel exactly how I feel and probably how you feel.
What I'm interested in is getting back to making people laugh and to never stop learning. And going forward, I want to share parts.
No, what Dylan is interested in is getting back to making millions of dollars, because Bud Light paid Dylan Mulvaney over six figures, $100,000+ to get his face put on a beer can. Maybelline just paid Dylan Mulvaney six figures to sponsor the makeup brand, which is used by women. The problem that individuals have with people like Dylan Mulvaney and other transgender people is not that they're transgender. It is not that they want to behave like that. The fact that products are disrespecting women. Products are disrespecting women. And when you hire somebody who behaves like a child and puts women in that same category, that is 100% disrespecting women.
To myself on here that have nothing to do with my identity. And I'm hoping those parts will still be exciting to you and will be enough. And to those of you who support me and choose to see my humanity, even if you don't fully understand or relate to me, thank you. And I don't know if reincarnation is a thing, but in my next life, I would love to be someone non-confrontational and uncontroversial. God, that sounds nice. The good news is that the people pleaser in me has nearly died, because there's clearly no way of winning over everyone. But if you're still around, I am too. And I love ya. And I hope you're having a great week. And I missed you. Okay, talk soon. Love you. Bye.
Dylan Mulvaney is an actor. Dylan Mulvaney has always been an actor, appearing on The Price is Right, appearing in the Book of Mormon, a play. And now Dylan Mulvaney is acting on social media in order to garner millions of followers and in order to get massive sponsorship deals. I'm not saying Dylan really doesn't have gender dysphoria. That is not what I'm saying. But Dylan Mulvaney is an actor, and Dylan Mulvaney is not stupid. If you think Dylan Mulvaney is stupid, you're wrong. Dylan Mulvaney is not stupid. You're not stupid when you're making millions of dollars a year sitting on your couch filming TikToks. That is not a stupid thing to do. It is disrespecting women to behave how he's behaving, but he's not stupid. Who is stupid is Bud Light, and Bud Light is leaking some information. The distributors for Bud Light met with the company last week, and they're planning on spending heavy this summer in order to try to win customers back. Anheuser-Busch is reportedly planning a major marketing push for Bud Light as the beer giant scrambles to recover after the brand's partnership with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. Benj Steinman, editor of Beer Marketers Insights, told the New York Post that Anheuser-Busch executives informed distributors this week in a closed-door meeting in Washington, D.C., that the company will spend heavily on the brand after spending fell off a cliff last year. So the distributors were pissed off. They rely on Bud Light sales staying elevated in order for their business to be successful. So they were hitting up Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch, saying, what the hell is going on? You have ruined our businesses here. We rely on your company selling your product in order for us to have a business. So they held this closed-door meeting, and they came to the conclusion that they're just going to throw a bunch of money at this problem. They are going to advertise heavy this summer, a bunch of commercials. We saw that last night with the NFL draft, and I really don't think that is going to work. If they are going to fix this, they are going to have to fire everybody involved and come out with a statement. Not come out with the BS statement that we initially saw, but a statement saying, we apologize. We were wrong. What we did disrespects women, and we will never do anything like this again. And we are donating a bunch of money to women's causes, and we will donate money to protect women's sports and keep transgender biological men out of women's sports. We will donate money to those causes. If they did that, maybe they could win some customers back. Maybe, maybe not. But that is their only hope. We also heard from a former Bud Light executive, former president of Bud Light, and he basically bashes the current CEO. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Anheuser-Busch President, he's Anson Frericks. It's good to see you, Anson. What do you make of the Bud Light?
Good to see you as well.
What do you make of the Bud Light controversy over its transgender ad? We've got new analysis coming in of 3,000 bars and restaurants nationwide, a 6% drop in serving Bud Light through the second week of April. I mean, overall sales are down a stunning 17%. And Coors and Miller Lite, Coors Light, they're picking up 18% higher sales.
You know, this is a tough situation, but earlier this week, Anheuser-Busch's CEO gave an interview in the Financial Times where he said that he wants his team to fail fast and to fail cheaply. But in this situation, they have neither failed fast nor have they failed cheaply. We're a month into this controversy, and the reason that we're still into this and still talking about it is Anheuser-Busch has not been clear about what Bud Light stands for. Traditionally, it's been an apolitical brand that did not get into politics. If they would have come out earlier, they could have moved beyond this. And secondarily, they have not failed cheaply either. As you stated, sales are down almost double digits, where their main competitors, Miller Lite and Coors Light, are up double digits.
I mean, how did an established brand get so snowed that they thought this might be a good idea to do? I mean, people don't want to have politics or anything like that, drinking a beer. And then you get we have present female GOP governors launching their own real women koozies for beer drinkers. We're talking Governor Sarah Sanders, Kay Ivory, Kristi Noem, and Kim Reynolds.
Right. So let's talk about how we did get into this situation. Unfortunately, Anheuser-Busch has forgotten who it is accountable to. And it's accountable to its shareholders. The shareholders of Anheuser-Busch are firefighters, police officers, doctors who own Anheuser-Busch.
That is the former president of Anheuser-Busch absolutely destroying the current executives and the current CEO. And I completely agree with him. If a couple days after they launched this marketing campaign, they had came out and said, we made a huge mistake. We disagree with this campaign. We have fired everybody involved, and they will no longer be working for Bud Light. And we are putting biological women's faces on our can, women's athletes, notable women, and we will use them as sponsorships. That may have worked. But what they did is they tried to sweep it under the rug, and that is never going to work. And until they come out and condemn what they did, customers won't come back. The sales numbers are dropping off of a cliff. They are falling like a rock. You have governors like Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders coming out and condemning it. It is snowballing. It is not going away. It is getting worse. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. I love you guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Until next time, deuces.